அமைதியின் தூதனாய் என்னையே மாற்றுமே. அமைதியின் தூதனாய் என்னையே மாற்றுமே. அன்பனே இறைவனே என்னிலே வாருமே. அமைதியின் தூதனாய் என்னையே மாற்றுமே. பகைமை உள்ள இடத்தில் பாசத்தை வளர்க்கவும். பகைமை உள்ள இடத்தில் பாசத்தை வளர்க்கவும். வேதனை நிறைந்த மனதில் மன்னிப்பு வழங்கவும். கலக்கம் அடையும் வாழ்வில் நம்பிக்கை ஊட்டவும். அமைதியின் தூதனாய் என்னையே மாற்றுமே. தளர்ச்சி ஓங்கும் பொழுது மனதிடம் தழைக்கவும். தளர்ச்சி ஓங்கும் பொழுது மனதிடம் தழைக்கவும். இருளே சூடும் வேளை ஒளியை ஏற்றவும். துயரம் வாட்டும் நேரம் உதயம் காணவும். அமைதியின் தூதனாய் என்னையே மாற்றுமே. ஆறுதல் அன்பை அளித்து புரிதலை வளர்க்கவும். ஆறுதல் அன்பை அளித்து புரிதலை வளர்க்கவும். கொடுப்பதில் நிறைவை கண்டு மன்னித்து வாழவும். தன்னலம் ஒழித்து புதிய
came a bit late. We are talking of the foundation on which we lay. The spirituality of Franciscan spirituality in itself as something that broke fences and built bridges. And it is a continuous process, a simultaneous process. You don't break fences one day, then you build later on. As you break, you are already building, you are creating a way. And it's the beauty of us as Franciscans, being people from running away from creation as the only way to God, to running towards creation, so that through creation we rejoice in God's presence in our life. That takes us to a process where we no longer recite prayers, pray, but we now become prayer itself. Okay? So this is the foundation on which we are building. Throughout Francis's life, there are many instances that showed how well he was ready to break fences in order to build bridges. One of those that is normally recited often is the novice who was trying to observe the strict abstinence and fasting that Francis and the older brothers were doing. And in the middle of the night, he could no longer contain his hunger and he began weeping. And what did Francis do? All of them ate, just for the sake of making this brother feel one of them. So this is the bridge that was built. What was the fence? An empty observance, an observance for the sake of observance. The observance of fasting, abstinence was something they did to go closer to God. And this novice was also trying to do that to go closer to God, right? And by Francis and his brothers breaking the fast and sitting with him and eating, what happened now? This novice felt God's presence in a very, very palpable way. And therefore, we have it that this novice became a saint later on. Only because of a breaking of this fence, a fence of observance. We observe, you don't. Time of silence, I am silent, you are all the time. Isn't it? Or I am all the time speaking, you are the only one in the group that is very silent. But in your mind, who knows? Your thoughts may be racing at 1,000 miles an hour. And my thoughts are so slow because they have to find expression in words. Isn't it? And still, I will be judged as the one who is observing the rule of holy silence, and the other one as having broken it. But actually, both of us are breaking it. And the moment we realize that, the fence of observance and non-observance becomes removed. And together we will see what is it that is going to help us journey closer to God. Isn't it? For Francis, everything was only that. What did he say? You want to learn? Learn. Go on. Go ahead. Learn. Do everything. But the moment it is going to take away from you holy piety, what should you do? Stop. Because we are here for only that. The purpose of our life is about me celebrating my closeness with God. Me celebrating the beauty of God choosing me to be close to Him. So now, we go to the second part. There are many, many parts. The next part of it, with a breaking of fence, an unthinkable fence. What was it? A friendship with Muslims, the Saracens. Where did it take place? Anyone remember? Anyone remember? Yes, meeting of the Sultan, which place? Dalmatia. Okay. Now, the meeting of Francis with the Sultan. For the Crusaders, it was unthinkable. Why? The moment, for them at that time, the Saracen young believers see you coming, what do? They will kill you. But for Francis, he never saw that as a division of fence at all. What did he do? He went to meet the Sultan. He went to make peace, to beg pardon for the war, the loss of life. for the shedding of blood between the Crusaders and the Muslims, the Saracens. And he was calling for a holy truce. What was the fence that he broke? What was the fence? That they will never listen to you. They are evil people. The moment they see you, they will kill you. Isn't it? The same thing he did with the wolf of Kubio. Was it very different? The wolf of Kubio was killing people. And what did he do? He went out and called him, Brother Wolf, come on, you have a case to answer. How dare you kill people? How dare you injure and maul people? The Lord is not happy with you. When Francis talks to the Sultan, what is he asking for? He didn't go to condemn him to say, you are doing this and this and this and this and therefore you are going to pay for it, you are going to. He is begging for pardon. Because the war fought in God's name is not a war of the Lord. The Lord is a Lord of peace. The Lord is a Lord of joy. The Lord is a Lord of communion. And here is a cause of a deeper division. The fence, the walls that we are building is going to last for generation to generation. Every child who has lost his parent or her parent through the war, whether as a crusader or as a soldier in the opposite army, are they going to be happy when they hear of the opposite people? No. So we are building fences, we are building walls that is going to last for generation after generation. And the only way to break this fence is through love. Francis goes to share this love, the love of the Lord with the Sultan. He goes to share this with the Sultan. And what happens? What happens? The Sultan is happy to receive him, to hear him. We hear that he was moved. But he says, look, the moment I agree to this, my people are going to remove me from being their king, their Sultan, their ruler. Isn't it? And therefore, what do I choose? I choose earthly power more than being a child of God. And Francis comes back. Now, the leader of the Crusaders is also angry. Who gave you permission? How dare you go? Why? Why? There is an unwritten pact. There is an unwritten pact between the Sultan and Francis. Francis agreed with the Sultan that if the Muslims win and the Crusaders are defeated, they will not enter into the church of the Holy Sepulchre. They will not destroy the church of the Holy Sepulchre, the place of the tomb of Jesus. And he gives his word, if the Crusaders win, they will not enter and destroy Al-Aqsa Mosque. The mosque that has been built over the Temple of Jerusalem, that the Crusaders, if they win, they will not destroy that. So the leader of the Crusaders is now saying, who gave you this permission? Who gave you the right to even negotiate such a thing? Who gave you the right? Who gave you the right? My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Who won? The Muslims won. And wherever the Sultan enters in, the place will be completely desecrated, demolished to the ground. Because of his word, he did not enter the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. So he stands outside and his soldiers are rushing in and he says, stop. Do not damage this place. The man of God, I have given him my word, and therefore the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the tomb, stands today. A bridge was built, breaking an unseen barrier, a barrier between Christians and Muslims. A barrier that Christianity is better than Islamism. For them it was a barrier that Islamism is better than Christianity. And therefore a caliphate has to be established where Islam is accepted and the true God is worshipped. They are fighting for God. The Crusaders were fighting for God. And in the name of God, they were building walls, fences, barriers. And Francis, in just this meeting, what did he do? What did he do? He broke the fence. He broke the fence and built a bridge. A bridge on which both Christians and Muslims could now walk together and reach the Lord. Therefore, in dialogue, at the feast of Francis, the Pope goes where? To Assisi. And who are all invited? All religions. This is our heritage. What is our heritage? Francis built a bridge on which all religions now can walk together towards the Lord. If you can see, I had no idea of the emblem that is there until I saw it. But what is it there? It's us as Franciscans being a bridge between Hindus and Muslims. Hindus, Muslims and Christians. Where religion in itself should not be a fence, a barrier that stops me from seeing another human being as the apex, the topmost of creation, in which God our Father, on us being born, looked at us and was very, very satisfied. He saw that we are very, very good. And therefore, which religion we follow should never be a basis on which we get divided. Don't build fences. Don't build walls. Don't divide ourselves on basis of religion also. This is the beauty of our Franciscan heritage that goes back 800 years, isn't it? Last year we celebrated 800 years of Francis meeting the Sultan. And in Holy Land, there was a great celebration of this, with a memento of him there with Francis and the Sultan being released. But the whole joy of it will only remain when you and me, as Franciscans, become this bridge. We have to become this bridge that now unites all of us as one people, as children of God, going and reaching that end, that one end, the end of us being united with God. So the second part, from running from creation, why did missionaries run all over the world? Because they believed that Christianity was the only way to Christ, to heaven. And all the others were lost. Like the Jews looking at us and laughing, isn't it? We were looking at other religions and laughing. As Franciscans, can we afford to do that? We have to make sure that our heritage, we are ingrained in this beauty of who we are, the vocation we are given, the Franciscan vocation, the vocation of using all creation to reach God. The second beauty of our Franciscan vocation is to unite as one people. Normally, the moment we start talking of uniting as one, we are reminded, doctor, heal yourself. What is it? There is so much of caste, there is so much of color, there is so much of other divisions in the church. Now heal those divisions in order to now unite. Francis doesn't teach us that lesson. What does Francis say? What does Francis say? Together let's work. It doesn't mean we should stop working for us becoming one. We work together to become one as one people. Whether it is of caste, of religion, of education, of position, of authority, whether it is of different religions, whether it is of having and have-nots, isn't it? Learned and unlearned, the lettered and the unlettered, those with wisdom and those without common sense. No. We learn as Franciscans to unite as children of one God. And this is the beauty of the bridge. We are not walking on the bridge, brothers and sisters. We are the bridge. We are the bridge. A Franciscan vocation demands that we become that bridge. And that is the reason why, in building this bridge, how many years do we take to build this bridge? The bridge of you. Yeah, your heart, your vocation, your Franciscan vocation. How many years do you take? How many years? How many years till you make your final profession? 11, 12. How many years? Till final was? 9 years. 9 years?
He has wait for 9 years. Wait for 9 years.
It's about nothing else. Now you can say 9 years, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years. Why? Because you expect at the end of each year to pass from one stage to the other. Before that, it wasn't so. It only depended on, have you actually learned the lesson of self-giving? And when you begin to learn and you begin to empty yourself of other things, what happens? Then you become the bridge. Until that time, you become the speed breakers on the bridge. Or you become a flyover. A flyover, we said, what happens? Why is a flyover built? Because it is connecting people who don't want to stop in that town or that village or whatever it is. Isn't it? They are going, their eyes are set like Jesus. His eyes were set on Jerusalem. And the Samaritan town in which he was stopping, those who went before him to prepare the space for him, they didn't accept him. Why? Because his eyes were fixed on Jerusalem. James and John said, Jesus, let us call down fire from heaven in order to burn them. This is the flyover. Because I don't have any use for you, what do? I ignore you, I burn you. So we are not called to be a flyover. Okay? We are called to be bridges. Bridges that connect us, connect people to God. And in connecting people to God, we learn that we are all interconnected. And we all are part and parcel of God and His plan. It doesn't stop with only the living things, isn't it? Before Francis, most of the attention was only to the living, it was not to the unliving, isn't it? Where they worried about trees, about water, about fire, about the moon. No, isn't it? With Francis, see, the moment this moment in you recognizes God's presence, you recognize God's presence, what happens now? The whole of the universe becomes yours. This is when we understand the very concept of Jesus saying, if you leave brothers and sisters, family and whatever it is, wife and children, and follow me, you will be given 100 times more on this earth and eternal life in heaven. Isn't it? True or not? Are we experiencing this coming true or not? Are we experiencing it coming true? Yes, no? Brothers, when you go home for holidays, sisters, when you go home for holidays and you are visiting someone, what happens? What happens? You get the best, isn't it? You get the best, right or not? Yes. They immediately let you into that family, into all their secrets. Even their own children may not know the certain things they tell you, right? And why do you become like a member of the family? Because the Lord's words will be fulfilled totally, without an iota being lost. So only when we are able to enter into it with this spirit, what happens to us? We also celebrate our vocation in this form, in this way. The method of us is quite simple. What is it? Learn to empty yourself. I said the method is simple. I didn't say how you empty yourself is simple. How you empty yourself is very, very difficult. You will have to struggle. Isn't it? Why? Right from your birth until the time, even till today. What does society teach you and me? What does society teach you and me? Values of survival, of being accepted, of being, say, climbing the ladder of success. Isn't it? See, when you're a small child, supposing your father had borrowed money from many people, and they are now coming to ask for that money. And you are at the door and you run and say, Father, Father, this man is coming. And the father says, he hides in the house and tells you, go and say, I am not here. You are now so happy. Oh, I have been given a task. My father has told me to do this. You will go and stand there. You know, what do you want? I want your father. My father told me to tell you. He is not here. Why are you laughing? Why? Because you think that what the child did was wrong, right? What the child did was right. The child was truthful till the end. And the child is given a smack from the father, isn't it? Why did you say it? But Father, you told me to say it. We lose our innocence and we learn to be dubious people. And it has happened many times in our life till we don't even think that it's wrong. Isn't it? We don't think, after all, it's more lie, yeah? What is the problem? Just a small lie. But the other person, because of that small lie, is now facing what? Even a threat to their vocation. They may even be sent off. Isn't it? They may even be sent off. And for you, the person doesn't know how to live. Just a small lie. What is the problem? You could have continued to be here. A Franciscan vocation is not like that. Isn't it? A Franciscan vocation is built on the Lord's presence every moment of our life. The moment I say a lie, what am I doing? I'm building a fence. Isn't it? I'm building a barrier between truth and the lie. You're actually challenging the Lord. Prove that you can be right. I will prove that you are wrong. Isn't it? You try to prove that you are right. I will prove that you are wrong by just adding more and more lies. But the Franciscan vocation in itself is this challenge. That is the reason why Francis, what did he say to the Sultan? I'm ready. Okay, even if you want to burn me, I'm ready. But if I get burned and I'm consumed by the fire, it is because of my sinfulness, not because my Lord is unable to save me from you. Isn't it? That is the beauty of the truthfulness that our vocation calls us to. So the joy, starting with breaking the fences of this Fugamundi, that the world is evil. 2, the world is the beauty of God's creation. And therefore, in everything in this world, the image and likeness of God should be palpably felt. And then, I as a Franciscan am now called to do what? To remove these fences that we have been building over these years, over these continuous years and years and years, to come to an extent that we no longer have a division, we become one people. And this joy got a little twisted when they spoke about perfect joy of Francis. Isn't it? Where you think of only when you are being put down is a perfect joy. Sorry. The perfect joy of Francis was in him recognizing the Creator in all creatures, in all parts of life, in the animate and the inanimate world. And to rejoice that he has been created to see the Creator and become part and parcel of this creation.
ஆண்டவன் நாமத்திலே அமைதி புறா பறக்கட்டுமே ஆண்டவன் நாமத்திலே பகைமை காயங்கள் ஆற்றிடவே நாமும் புறப்படுவோம். பகைமை காயங்கள் ஆற்றிடவே நாமும் புறப்படுவோம். அமைதி புறா பறக்கட்டுமே ஆண்டவன் நாமத்திலே. வேதனை வெறுப்புக்கள் சேர்ந்தாலும் அன்பினில் புதிய பாதையுண்டு. வேதனை வெறுப்புக்கள் சேர்ந்தாலும் அன்பினில் புதிய பாதையுண்டு. மன்னிப்பில் மனிதரை வென்றெடுத்தார் மீண்டும் மனிதம் தோன்றிடுமே. ஆயுதம் போர்க்கொடுமை அங்கு குடும்பங்கள் சிதைந்திடுமே. எழுந்து புறப்படு தேவன் நாமத்தில் நீதியின் தூதுவனாய். எழுந்து புறப்படு இறைவன் நாமத்தில் அமைதியின் தூதுவனாய். அமைதி புறா பறக்கட்டுமே ஆண்டவன் நாமத்திலே. அமைதி புறா பறக்கட்டுமே ஆண்டவன் நாமத்திலே.